All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Hi guys, Leo's here, CEO founder of 𝗠𝗘𝗐 Educations. Welcome to 𝗠𝗘𝗐 podcast. And today I have here with me my students, Mr. 𝗘𝗏 Patel. Mr. 𝗘𝗏 is one of my most recent civil engineering students from our job coaching program who have landed a fantastic job within a very, very short time. And the reason why I bring him in on the show today is so that he can share with you his experience with our program, what has it done for him, and ultimately, hopefully, this video can inspire hundreds, thousands, hopefully one day millions of people to do the same, to reach out and get some help, just like how Mr. 𝗘𝗏 gets some help from us, and his life really have took a big leap, big change. But before we start, 𝗘𝗏, for those who do not know about you, can you quickly introduce yourself, maybe who you are, what did you study, and where do you live at the moment?
So my name is 𝗪𝗏 Patel. I did a Bachelor of Civil Engineering from India, and here I did a Master's in Engineering Management from 𝗘𝗫𝗚𝗏 Melbourne. And I've been living in Australia since more than 4.5 years.
Wow.
And yeah, and I was looking for the job since last 2 years, but every time I apply and I get rejected because of the lack of local experience and lack of PR. So yeah, it was very tough journey, but yeah.
And then you met us, right?
Yeah.
And then things change. Okay, now let's walk us back a little bit. So you came here, which year did you come to Australia?
I came in Australia in September 2018.
September 2018. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you first came here, like, do you still remember what was some of the jobs that you did? Like, what were some of the odd jobs that you were doing at that time?
Of course, I remember because it was a very tough time for me, and I was working in an Australian post for the night shift, and I was sorting the parcels and everything. This was very tough job because the whole night and very heavy parcels. So it was very tough jobs, and I used to do kitchen hands in the restaurants as well. So yeah.
Wow, so you work as a kitchen hand, huh?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was a very hard job. I used to work as a kitchen hand. It was not easy. A lot of heavy lifting. You got to be fast, washing fast.
Washing fast, yeah.
So obviously, I guess before you came to Australia, you will have an expectation, but when you actually came here, the reality was a little bit different. Is that right?
Was very different.
Elaborate on that. How different was it?
So many international students think like that, the Australia definitely is a very good country, but whenever you're gonna land and you will have everything like a good pay and so many jobs and so many things. But when you come here, you see the current situation, and you need to manage your study and work as well, because you need to earn money, you need to pay expenses on all the things. So it was quite different than before what I was expecting. But yeah, that's the reality.
Yes, because I think not just you went through this, 𝗘𝗏. I think international students, this is the reality. Because I know people who came here, they were shocked, and they were not used to washing dishes. Back home, everything was ready for them, right?
Yeah.
Woke up, they have meals on the table, everything was ready. They don't even have to fold their own clothes.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, Australia shocked them, right? All right, cool. So you came here in September 2018, and which year did you graduate?
I graduated in 2020 in July month.
July 2020, yes. And when did you really start to look for a professional job?
So then suddenly after the graduation, I started to look for the job, but I didn't know any kind of way how to find a job. I started to search in the SEEK, but not regularly, I would say. It wasn't regular. Like I apply for like once in a week, and then after I started regularly, consistently applying. But every time I get rejected, I get only one notification that your application is not progressed further. So yeah, so very I didn't even need to look that
Uh-huh.
update of the seek, because I already know that update will be like you are not. Yeah,
You know it's gonna be a no, right?
yeah.
And how many jobs do you think you have tried to apply at that time? How many?
More than 1,000 jobs I applied.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that's that's a lot. That's a big number. And how does that make you feel when every time you keep hearing unfortunately, like how does that make you feel?
It was feel like terrible feeling, because you studied in your field, you learned everything, but you can't find a job to develop some skills and provide some benefit to your future company as well. So it was a very bad feeling that time, and yeah, very bad.
Hmm. So was there any moment when you even question yourself, like why do you come here in the first place? Why do I have to do all this? Do you ever question yourself or any of that? Why do I have to pay so much money and then I'm not going anywhere?
Yeah, initially I got so many questions that why did you come here, and you need to pay more money in the study compared to India, and yeah, so many questions. But if you just listen your questions, you can't find a solution. So I always just shut up my mind and just move forward. That's what my motto for that.
Good. So obviously, and then I guess you came across us. So tell me how do you come across how do you come across us in the beginning, our company?
So I think I saw you on LinkedIn, and that time you text me on the LinkedIn and you asked for my number, and I gave my number, and you just call me, explain your course and everything. And that time I was like, yes, I should do it, I should join it. But at that time I did apply a couple of jobs, and I was expecting some positive results. So that time I said, Leo, I can't join for now, but I will definitely join in January. And
Yes.
and I would like to tell one funny story that I applied in one of the company in last October, and after 1 month, I got a message that you need to provide your references. So I provided 2 references, and they did everything like rightfully, everything what is expected, they write everything. And then after I got a call from the admin that yes, we received everything from you. Now when can you start? And
Wow.
I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, of course, I can start in the next week. And she was like, yeah, okay, no problem. I'll call you in the evening. And that day I got a call in evening that can we start on next Wednesday, because it was Wednesday too. So I was like, of course, yeah, of course. I can join on the next Wednesday, and there is no interview, nothing, and you just need to join there. So I was like a little bit, but was very excited, and I need to tell my current job provider that I have to leave this job. So next day, first I didn't tell because I need to receive the contract first. So when I called the admin, and she was like, okay, I'll send you the contract, and you can tell your current provider that you will leave the job in 1 week. So then after admin text me that did you get my email that I sent you the contract? And I checked my email, and I was like, no, I didn't receive the email, any email. And she was like, she gave another email address, was a different person with the same name and same surname.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's not me. And then after she asked for my address and phone number and everything. And then after she was like, oh, it's a big mistake, and there is another person that should get the job, but they called you. And I was like,
my God. So they mistook you with another 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏.
𝗏𝗏, yeah. And I was like, I'm happy for another 𝗏𝗏, but what if I left this job? If I let know my current provider, like current job employer, that I got another job and I'm leaving.
Yes. Luckily, at least you haven't told them yet.
Yeah.
Luckily, this cool. So you saw us, you joined us, and then now tell me about when you apply for those 1,000 jobs. What were some common feedbacks you got from the employer? Why do you think they say no to you?
Mainly because I didn't have a local experience and I didn't know how the construction works in Australia. And also my visa, I don't have any PR. I'm on temporary visa. So the two main reasons are always I get that employer didn't want to select me on that.
Wow. And obviously, without a job, how can you get the experience, right?
Yes. So if you never get an opportunity, how you get the experience? That's the thing.
Absolutely. So, and I think for the viewers watching this, I think they went through the same experience as well. Like they always got stopped by two major things. One is lack of experience, and two is lack of PR. And I think for you not just that, you told me you use up your 485 visa too, isn't it?
Yeah, I finished 485 and I'm currently on 408 temporary activity visa.
So obviously things were not in your favor at all.
Never.
Yeah, so it must be very hard, and I guess that's when you came to us. Cool. So now obviously if we talk about what you have learned from this program, I guess you must have learned so much. So but if we can sum up in 3 biggest takeaways that this job coaching program have done for you, what will be the 3 things that you can share with the viewers?
I think the first thing is like a motivation, because if you apply for so many jobs, every time you get rejected, mentally you are completely out. So the first day on the week first, you provided some motivation to all of them, and that's a big thing for me. And second thing, that all your like teaching styles, the motivational styles, and how you approach the employer if the job is not available in the Seek or Indeed app, So I think that's the best way, and how to approach the employer. I think this job I got because the HR liked the way I approached her, I called her, and that's a big thing. That's like a very, very good thing that you taught us. And third thing, that every time you just always text me that what is your current process and everything, how you going, everything with you. So that's the biggest motivational for me.
Good. So let's talk about the cold call first. So obviously, I think a lot of the viewers they never heard this concept before. So can you explain for the viewers what is cold calling means?
So cold call is like doesn't matter job is advertised or not advertised, but you just need to call. If you find a job in a Seek, you just need to call the company and need to tell that I am just want to learn more about the role, and just need to get more information about the role. And then after you just need to insist that I have a good skills and everything. I just want to book an appointment with you. And I think that's the approach. Sometimes it's really good to get a job. And and second thing, like if the job is not advertised, but sometimes the company is about to advertise the job, and if you call them and if you're lucky, you get a job. So I think that's the most thing.
Absolutely. And for you, before this program, did you even know how to call the employer?
I never know that.
So how do you usually apply for the job before this program? What will you usually do when you apply?
I just use the Seek app and just quick apply. I don't even do
apply now, right? Apply now.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And obviously it didn't go very well that approach. Yeah. So obviously cold calling is so important, but for some of the viewers, they might think, oh, I can just pick up the phone and call the employers. Do you agree with me that it is something that you need to learn? It's not something that you were born with. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, of course, you need to learn that, because if you suppose you are trying today to like starting a call to employer, but you're gonna miss something always. But when you try it again and again, you will learn that how to talk with employer, how to insist to employer, and so many things you will learn slowly. So I think you just need to try, and that's the best way to get a job.
Mm. And how important is our COCO script? Do you think that the script I gave you was useful?
Well, like this script is really useful because sometimes if I call the employer and if he says there is no vacancy, I'm gonna shut my like put my phone back. But your your script is really useful because even the employer says there is no job, you just need to learn what they expect, what type of skill sets they are looking for, and yeah, in future they can contact you, and the kind of insistence, that's the best thing for this core script.
So you never stop, you keep going,
Yeah.
you keep pushing,
Yeah.
you keep pressing, right?
Yeah.
Good stuff. So COCO is one thing. Obviously, there's a lot more, but you also mentioned about the support that we give you. Do you feel that we have been supporting you very, very well throughout your whole journey with our program?
Of course, you guys are really been supporting from the whole journey, because every time when we finish the week on Thursday, you just text me on the Friday, how's going? If you need if you need help, just let me know. What is your process? Update me on the Google Sheet and everything. So I think it's very, very helpful from you guys. Very helpful.
Because that really helps you. It helps you to be responsible, take account, like take charge of what you're doing, and not forgetting, because
Yeah.
it's so easy to forget what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
So that's why, yeah, exactly. So that's why it's so important to have a mentor, someone who can push you and encourage you. Cool. So tell them also about the follow-up as well. Do you think follow-up is important?
Yeah, of course, follow up is really important, because suppose today you call the employer and he just get your resume and everything, but suppose you don't follow up him, he gonna forget you. So you just need to follow up the next day, that my name is this, and just yesterday I sent you the resume and everything. So he will gonna remember you, and there is a good chances that you will get the job by follow up.
And again, before you join this program, like how many times do you even follow up at all, or you hardly follow up for this program?
No, I didn't even follow, because whenever I saw you are not progressed further, I just
Oh
yeah.
my God, so much no, right? Okay. So obviously follow up, we talk about follow up, we talk about COCO, we talk about the support. How about the CV? Do you think the CV and the cover letter that we help you prepare, was that looking good? It looks beautiful.
It was looking amazing, because when I was using my old CV, nothing was mentioned inside. So I think whenever you just helped me to make a CV, it was like, when I show with my I showed to my roommate, it was like, oh man, this is amazing guy. And yeah, the CV was really beautiful, the cover letter and everything, every template, really, really good.
And how about the elevator pitch? Tell them about that. Remember the pitch we did for you. Was that useful, that you know how to pitch yourself to the employer?
Yeah, it's a elevator pitch is really useful, because you can sum up your whole CV or whole your details in the short, and it's a very effective way that your elevator pitch expresses. It's a very useful thing.
And I remember when we did your pitch, I think you were telling me that you do not even know that you know this, or you didn't know that you got this. Yes, right? What? Really? That was me? You were even surprised to see your own CV, your own pitch. Is that right?
Yeah. So it's kind of like it expresses your hidden talent. You have definitely done something, but you're never aware of something. So yeah, it's a very useful thing.
So for those who are curious, Harsh, can you walk them through step by steps how you landed this job, and how you use our techniques to land this job?
So I think in the third week you just told me about the cold call, and I didn't even try. Honestly, I didn't even try. But when you did a cold session with me, and it was really helpful for me, and I get to know that how employer responses and how you can tackle them. So then after I started to call couple of companies, construction companies around Melbourne, and I used to call like 10 to 15 companies. But sometimes don't most of the time admin don't want you to meet, talk with the HR. So yeah, sometimes I face that the admin just pick up the call and put it down. So yeah, so many things you're gonna face it, but eventually, we just need to win for only for one time. So just try it. And yeah, I called this company named 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Construction and just asked for like according to the script, and they told me to follow your forward your resume. And the next day, I just got a call from the HR that she asked me everything about it, and I just answered confidently. And yeah, then after she just made an interview appointment on the next week. And yesterday I had an interview and I just got a job. So yeah, it's very it's
It's like it's too fast, man. It's too fast.
yeah, of course
Amazing.
it's too fast. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I think we need to rewire a little bit, because when you were aware that you got the interview, we also prepare you as well for the
Yeah.
interview. Now tell them about how we prepare you, and was it help a lot with the interview?
Yeah, so you prepared me for like every questions that can be asked in the interview, even the company details, what you know about the company, and what you're gonna, how to gonna beneficial for the company. So yeah, you taught me everything about how to tackle this interview, what kind of question, how to answer it, and everything. So yeah, it was really helpful from you guys.
How about the gifting? Do you remember the gifting?
Oh yeah, of course.
You gotta tell them, man. The gift is the thank you card, man. That played the trick, man. Tell them.
Yeah. So yeah, so you told me to buy a gift for an employer and a thank you card. So I just got Indian sweets and thank you card. I just written like thank you so much for giving me opportunity and everything. And when I gave to the HR, and she was so happy, so happy, and she was like, "Oh, I have never seen a person that get a gift from me." And even she mentioned in the email that the sweets are really delicious and everything. So yeah, that was an amazing part of the interview. Yeah.
And do you agree with me that it really changes the dynamic of the conversation, the way they look at you? It really helps to change, to make them look at you in a more positive way, that in a more better way.
Of course, it changes because when I looked her look when she got these sweets and everything, and she was like, just want to hire me. That's it. And yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, amazing feelings. And she can see that I'm very positive about the staff and everything. The employer, and yeah, so it's a great impact if you get some sweets or any gift for the employer. It's a very positive impact.
Obviously. And probably the last two question was so now that you got this, and by the way, how long did it take you to land this job from the day you joined our program? Roughly how many weeks?
I think 5 weeks. 5 weeks around. Took me 5 weeks.
Yeah. So do you think that was a long time or that was very short time?
It's a very short time, I would say, because I spent a lot of time before to find a job, but it never worked. But when I joined your program, I got a lot of motivation how to talk with employer, a lot of confidence, and that way I just called to a couple of companies, and today I got a job. So yeah, thank you so much for yeah.
No, that's so good, man. But if we if we put into account from the day you call to the day you got the offer, how many days it takes?
I think less than 10 days, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Less than 10 days. So from the day you first called them,
yeah,
and the day you got the offer. Wow.
Yes. And I like I didn't even meet to the KPI with this. I didn't even call 25 companies. But yeah.
Imagine if you can meet that KPI.
So I could have got like 5 to 6 interviews.
Absolutely. Now, probably last two questions here, Harsh, because some of them they might think, Leo, that my program is similar to professional year. Have you heard of this thing called PY before?
I haven't done any PY, but I know a little bit about it, but it's not kind of similar. This is a very inspirational classes, and not about only for the job, but you will develop some confidence in yourself. Whenever I used to apply jobs in the past, I wasn't that confident because I didn't know about my skills. I just forgot everything about it. So yeah, it's a very motivational classes and everything. And if you spend some money, you will get back in the later. So there is no problem about the money as well.
Yes, yes. And what package did you join us at that time? Well, what package did you took?
Initially, it's 65K, and then after they were like, it's based on your performance, and we will increase according to that.
Well done.
But it's a very good package for now because
Of course.
if you don't have any local experience and if you get like 65 days, very happy for that.
And how much do you spend for our program? Like how much do you spend to join us?
I spent like 1,800 around.
Yep. So you joined which package? You joined the silver, gold, or which one?
I joined the silver package.
You joined the silver package.
Yeah.
So do you think that is a good investment? You spend with us $1,800, you got like 65K from first year. Is that a good investment?
It's a very good investment because you like $2,000 you can earn in the 10 to 15 days. But if you get a job, yeah, it's very, because it's gonna be really useful for me in the PR and everything, So it's a worthy effort.
Yeah. Do you think that is probably one of the best investments you've done in this country so far?
I think it's the greatest investment I've done in my life because.
Thank you, man. Not just in this country, right?
Yeah, especially in this country. Yeah.
It's very good because I think for the viewers, you guys need to understand that nowadays to get a PR in this country, it's also very important that you need to get to work in your field. And I think Mr. 𝗏 was fully aware of that. So that's why he saw us. He saw our testimonials, and he joined us, and it pays off for him very well. So my last question is this, 𝗏. So for those who's watching this, would you recommend them to join our job coaching program? And if yes, like, why do you think they should invest themselves in our program?
I would highly recommend this job coaching program because if you invest your like 1 month around $2,000, and if you get like a good salary package and a good field job, that it will be really useful in your permanent residency, as well as to develop some skills that you studied before and you're doing that job now. So it's a very I would like to highly recommend this job coaching program.
Yes. And how does that make you feel now, 𝗏? Now that you get to start as an engineer now, how does that make you feel?
I feel really good because very excited to start a job, and the people around were really good, and yeah, they are expecting me on Monday, and I will have my own computer and the desk and everything. So yeah.
𝗏, my man, oh my Jesus, this is amazing, right? And I hope this is just the beginning for you, 𝗏. And I hope you would take this opportunity to really push yourself, learn hard, pick it up, because really not everyone have the opportunity like you.
Yeah.
A lot of civil engineer students from CQU or even any university that I know, they are still driving Uber, taxi, cleaning, Australia Post. They cannot have the platform like you to grow and to develop yourself. So I hope you will really push hard, learn as much as you can, and and always never forget what we do, right? To not forget.
I'll never forget you, man.
Well done, 𝗏. Guys, also one more thing. Maybe you guys might have been thinking that he got this job because he got his PR or because he might got his local experience. But let's make it very clear, 𝗏, you are not a PR yet.
No, not a PR yet.
You also do not have like 4 or 5 years of local experience either.
No, not even 5 months experience.
All right, so I hope that debunked any of those naysayers out there watching this, and you might be thinking, yeah, that guy got the job because he got experience, because he got PR. Nonsense. He has none of that. The only reason why he got the job because he used our material, but more importantly, he followed our material. He listened to me, and every time I push him, he knows that I want the best for him. Sometimes I could be a bit, aggressive, and that I want the best for you, right?
Of course, yeah. I understand that.
So because sometimes I could be a bit harsh, I could be a bit tough, but at the end of the day, because I really want him to get a job. And today we sit here and he can share with me his success story. And again, everything that we have done really pays off. And also, just to make clear, the program haven't finished yet. And he already got the job. So that is amazing. It's a very amazing achievement. Well done, Harsh. So we stay in touch. And hopefully, you keep going up from here. And when I come to Melbourne next time, come by and say hi.
Sure, sure. I will definitely meet you. And
okay,
I would like to thank you so much for your all efforts toward me. And finally, I got the job. So yeah, thank you so much for all your help.
Thank you to Erin as well, Harsh, because she's the one who.
Yeah, Erwin as well. Sorry for that. Yeah, I should mention.
Because trust me, we were sitting and we were talking about you the other day, and we were like, you are such a difficult case because your visa, we were not good. You have no experience. Your CV was horrible. Everything was so hard. But yeah, we did not give up on you, and yeah, it pays off.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Thank
Well
you
done,
so
well
much.
done. Okay, we'll take care.
Yeah.
We'll talk soon. Bye, Harsh.
Thank you. See ya. Thanks.
Bye.